The UIM-ABP Class Pro Aquabike World Championship undergoes a transformation in round 2 of 2014 as the best riders in the world join world-famous musicians and DJs for the Aquabike Sports and Music Festival in Milan, Italy. This isn't your normal Aquabike Grand Prix. This is where racing and partying, sports and festivals unite to create an unforgettable 4 days featuring some of the toughest and most demanding aquabike racing in the world, along with a sunny and fun festival party atmosphere, Italian style. Over the next hour, we're going to be witnessing some thrilling racing in one of the world's most exciting sports. We'll be picking up crucial fitness tips from world ski champion Jeremy Perret. We'll get a tour of Milan from Italy's 2-time freestyle world champion Valerio Calderoni. And we'll get a taste of the music festival and meet up with the music coordinator, Niccolo Cavalchini. With its cobblestone avenues, historic statues, quaint restaurants and cafes lining every street, serving pastas and pizzas, Milan is quintessentially Italy. But there's more to Milan, much more. Milan is a bustling, booming world city. The magnificent, world-famous Duomo Cathedral stands as a monumental testament to the city's illustrious past. All around are the vestiges of centuries of glory. La Scala, the world-famous opera house, mansions and palaces of dukes and royalty, and statues that celebrate some of the greatest Italians, from Leonardo da Vinci to Giuseppe Garibaldi. This is an iconic metropolis, one of the world capitals of fashion, home to some of the most famous brands on earth. A mecca of style, design, and fashion. Milan is also the financial capital of Italy, with avant-garde architecture to match. It's a city of dynamic, young, and ultra-stylish denizens, with a vibrant nightlife and full of hip cafes and restaurants. Truly one of the chicest cities in the world. There could be no better setting for the first Aquabike Sports and Music Festival, which would attract thousands to the Idroscala Lake as the 2014 Aquabike Tour goes into high gear in round 2. This is race 2 of the season. The warm-up is over. Those who got the results in round 1 in Qatar want to keep and extend their advantage to hold the competition at bay. While those who had a disappointing start to the season want to kick it up a notch if they're going to have a go at the 2014 world title. There are new teams, new machines, new engines, new riders. This is their chance to get on the board, get some points, and get the year on track. There are 4 divisions to be raced: Ski Ladies GP1, Ski Division GP1 for men, Freestyle, and Runabout GP1. The ski divisions feature lighter, smaller aquabikes that require great skill, athleticism, and technical ability to master as riders race standing. The Freestyle is a ski aquabike that has been modified to suit the incredible acrobatic talents that the freestylers are capable of producing. And then there's the main show, the big guns, the Runabout bikes. These are monsters with over 400 horsepower hitting incredible speeds. Truly a sight worth seeing on water. In the Runabout, last year's world runner-up Cyril Lemoine and former world champion Teddy Pons had a great start to the year in Doha, Qatar, with Lemoine winning round 1. His fellow Frenchman Teddy Pons was runner-up, winning race 2. Pons raced in the Carriagette in Guadeloupe last month, proving how good an all-round rider he is. As for Lemoine, he's looking to add another world title to the 11 he's already won. He wants to find the consistency he's been looking for with his new team, Marina Quattro. And the race in Milan was crucial for his 2014 campaign.
Qatar was great because I won there. Besides winning, I also got a lot of points to kick the season off with. Here I have a new team and new equipment, so I want to just play it safe here and at least aim to finish both races. If I win, even better. But if I don't, if I finish second, third, or whatever, that's fine. The important thing is the championship.
It's been a tough time, though, for two former world champions, François Midori and Mattia Fracasso. Midori was still trying to key in his new boat and engine package, but reliability cost him as he left round 1 with no points.
We were a little late in fixing the problems we had with the boat. Those problems cost us dearly in Qatar, and I hope we don't have the same problems here. Now the ski is running very well. It's good off the start, so I hope we can finally complete 2 races and get a good result here.
As for Fracasso, he had to settle for 3rd place in Heat 1 in Qatar after leading early on. And in Heat 2, while leading the race once again, mechanical trouble prevented him from completing the race. A rough start to the year for the 2011 world champion, but now he's in home waters and keen to get his campaign on track. The European riders will come under pressure from a strong and talented Qatari lineup, featuring Mohammed Al Haidus, who was runner-up in Heat 1 in Doha, and Thamer Al Darwish. Unable to join a formidable contingent of Middle Eastern talent is last year's world champion from Kuwait, Yusuf Al Abdul Razak, who was recovering from an operation. And don't forget Jeremy Perez. This guy races all year long, taking part in every championship he can. He's consistent, fit, and ready. Also set to challenge the top riders are some formidable challengers from all around Europe, including the aggressive, hard-racing Swede Lars Åkerblom, the 3-time defending Polish champion Andrzej Wisniewski, and Frenchman Hervé Partouche. The Milanese gathered in their thousands for the Runabout GP1, the blue ribbon event featuring the stars of the World Tour. Teddy Pons had the pole position as the riders got ready for Heat 1.
This is a very twisty circuit. There are a lot of riders, so there will be a lot of waves. The aim here in Milan is to get as good a result as possible and go for maximum points, with an eye to nabbing a top 3 position in the world standings at the end of this event.
They're off! The field is divided into 3 gates, and it's the oldest rider on the tour, Lorenzo Benaglia, who leads the pack to the all-shot ahead of Mohammed Al Haidus and Åkerblom. Following his great start, Al Darwish also passes Akkerblom and Al Haidus. Wisniewski takes a tumble in the choppy waters in front of Teddy Pons. It's a great start from the 2012 world number 3 Benaglia, keeping his head down and focusing on the task ahead. Thamed Al Darwish chases Benaglia, and behind them Akkerblom and Al Haidus lock horns. Al Haidus advances. The Italian veteran is a former European and national champion, and now he looks like a man with a mission out there as he opens a 5-second lead over the rest of the field. Al Darwish keeps up the pursuit. Coming out of the alternate track, Akkerblom moves up on Al Haidus and he pushes the Qatari out of his way. Akkerblom takes 3rd place in dramatic fashion. Behind Midori in 6th place is Spaniard Roberto Alexander, who's trying to hold off Teddy Pons back in 7th. Teddy Pons tries to sneak inside there, but he overshoots, and Jeremy Perez takes advantage to replace Pons in 7th spot. Despite having pole, Pons is down in 8th, and he has Cyril Lemoine now to contend with behind him. Lorenzo Benaglia's lead is being narrowed by Thamed Al Darwish. Coming out of the alternate track, Akkerblom takes out the demarcation boy. That will mean disqualification. Problems for Lorenzo Benaglia. A compressor problem slows him down, and the Italian veteran is furious. Sure enough, Thamed Al Darwish is ready to pounce, and the race has a new leader. Al Darwish takes the lead in lap 4. With the Swedish rider out, it's Midori who moves into 2nd after having passed Al Haidus. More problems on the water. This time it's 2011 world champion Mattia Fracasso. He's out of the race. Up front, Al Darwish leading in this, his first ever race in the UIM-ABP Aquabike Class Pro World Championship. But he's got a formidable man on his tail, the Corsican former world champ, Francois Midori. As his team and fans spur him on, Midori closes ranks with Al Darwish, reducing the gap down to a split second. But the man to look out for is Jeremy Perez, who passed Alexander in lap 5 and then Al Haidus in lap 6 as the Frenchman continued his impressive surge, settling into 3rd place. But it's trouble for Al Darwish. He gets hit on the side in lap 10, and the lead changes hands for the 3rd time in the race as Midori takes control, taking advantage of Al Darwish's misfortune. Now it's a battle between Francois Midori and his fellow Frenchman, friend and rival Jeremy Perez up front, with Perez rising from 8th place in lap 1 to 2nd place in lap 10. Behind the two Frenchmen, Al Haidus was in 3rd, but with a very wary eye on Teddy Pons right behind him. Yet another rider drops out. This time it's round 1 winner Cyril Lemoine. But all eyes were on the cracking battle unfolding between Midori and Perez up front as the two riders battled it out for the remaining 6 laps. In the parallel course, Perez is very aggressive on the green track, giving his all, and he nearly has it, but Midori closes him out on that turn, and Perez misses a boy. That means he has to take the penalty black boy next lap. Fortunately, he's got some blistering speed out there. But all the drama is up front between Midori and Perez as the two hurtle down that top straightaway. The two riders enter the parallel course, both opting for the blue track. Perez right on Midori's tail, but he has to take the black boy, and the gap opens between him and Midori. In the final lap now, it's going down to the wire. Midori trying desperately to get his first race win since 2012. All he has to do is hold Perez off for half a lap more. The two enter the parallel course. Midori takes the blue track. Perez opts for the green track. Look at him go. He's a man with a mission out there. He knows this is his last chance. He is storming through the green track. He does it! He comes out of the parallel track in the lead! That's incredible racing from Perez! He will have this! Midori slips up! Perez wins his first race in years! All that hard work, all that consistency finally pays off. Poor Midori, he was so close, and he congratulates his friend knowing he was simply outraced. That will be remembered as one of the great races of Aquabike history.
I give up all my body for past him. I said in my head, it's the last chance for me. I need to go, and I take full throttle, all alternative. And when I saw that I go outside in front of him, I said, wow, beautiful race.
So lonely, I feel like we're going backwards again. You turn in.
The parallel slalom is always one of the crowd favorites on the Aquabike World Tour. The top 8 riders from the ski and runabout qualifying go head-to-head in a best-of-3 slalom knockout. In the ski, Jeremy Perret eliminated his brother Michael to get to the final, where he faced Alberto Monti, who knocked out Thiago Sousa. In the final, Jeremy Perret proved too good, taking the slalom win. In the runabout, the round 1 parallel slalom winner Giorgi Casa was again in fine form, storming into the final to face Jeremy Perez. Casa won the first run, Perez won the second, and in the third and deciding run, it was once again Giorgi Casa, the Hungarian, winning his second slalom event in a row.
So lonely, I feel like we're going backwards again. Turning so slowly, we're facing backwards again. So lonely, I feel like.
The parallel slalom was just the beginning as the night segued into party mode, with thousands descending on the Hidroscala for the opening concert of the music festival as they witnessed an incredible performance from the world-famous DJ Klingond. It was truly a night to remember, and the partying went on to the small hours. The ladies' ski division features 7 riders, and this time they will compete in their own race rather than racing with the men. Former world champion Julie Boulteau is back after a year-long sabbatical, but will she be fit and ready for Milan? One of the favorites is the experienced Jennifer Menard, a podium regular and Qatar Grand Prix winner. Joining the competition for the first time are 2 young Swedes, Jonna Bergstrom, aged 16, and Emma Nelly Ortendahl, aged 15. The Italian world number 2 from 2013, Marta Sorrentino, is also in the mix. And another newcomer is Helen Laurie of Estonia. Jennifer Menard was the clear favorite with pole position, but it was the young Estelle Perret who shot out into the lead right from the start, and Jennifer Menard was struggling to keep up with Perret. Behind Perret and Menard, Julie Boulteau was in third, with Emanelli Ortendahl right behind her. In the first lap, Perret already opened a 5-second gap over Menard. Julie Boulteau tried to nab second place on the inside, and she made contact with Menard, but Menard managed to hang on. The positions remained the same through lap 3 and into lap 4. Perret in the lead, but Menard cutting the gap down to 2.5 seconds. putting the pressure on Perret with Bulto third, and bringing up the rear was Helen Laurie of Estonia. Ahead of Laurie, Joanna Borgstrom was locking horns with Marta Sorrentino. Problems for Julie Bulto, her engine misfiring as she drops behind. Coming out of the alternate track on lap 8, Borgstrom finally overtakes Sorrentino, moving into 5th. Menard is giving it all she has, trying to catch Perret, but Estelle Perret has it. The 18-year-old wins her first ever heat on the tour. What a performance, and she's ecstatic. Menard runner-up, Bulto 4th. Heat 2 of the ski ladies, Perret had pole. Jump start from Emma Ortendahl and Helen Laurie as they led the field, but they will be penalized. Behind the leaders, Perret nudges ahead of Menard. Helen Laurie gets to the all-shot first, followed by Emanelli Ortendahl. Laurie goes wide, Ortendahl turns tight, and young Emma Ortendahl leads the race. Menard also passes Laurie to move into 2nd behind the Swede. Jennifer Menard gives chase to Ortendahl, Perret in 4th position. Joanna Borgstrom is in 6th position, ahead of Italian Marta Sorrentino, who's bringing up the rear. In lap 7, Estelle Perret overtakes Helen Laurie coming out of the alternate track, with Perret moving up into 3rd position, putting the pressure on Menard. The final lap of Heat 2, Ortendahl still leads ahead of Menard in 2nd. The 15-year-old crosses the finish line first. Jennifer Menard goes through right after her.
I feel ecstatic. I'm so happy with this, and I'm so glad with my riding out there, and I'm so tired right now, but I'm so glad that it went so well after all, and I'm really happy with this race.
But it was bad news for Ortendahl as she, Laurie, and Bulto all received a 1-lap penalty each, giving the heat win to Menard, with Perret runner-up. In the ladies' overall standings, it's Jennifer Menard on top with 95 points, ahead of Estelle Perret on 81 points, and Marta Sorrentino in 3rd with 53 points.
World Championship.
In the ski division GP1, the big name is former world champion Jeremy Perret. He won both heats in round 1 in Qatar, and he's very confident going into the Grand Prix of Italy. This guy takes his racing seriously. Although he didn't compete last season, he was back in style in Qatar, where he won both heats to nab the title. This guy is always fit and always ready. Here are some of the tips for success in what is one of the most physically challenging sports on water.
I took a year off last year because I had a little baby and I focused on my family. But I was still in form through the year because I did a lot of sports. I stayed in good shape and I came prepared for this season. All winter I did a lot of cycling and running, and I also did a lot of boxing and rowing. In the gym, I do a lot of weights, and I also work out a lot on the step machine. Naturally, I also train on my Aquabike. Right now, I feel like I'm in great form, and I'm physically prepared for this year's racing. I have a very specific training regimen when there are no races. The training I do during a race weekend is of course completely different. When I train during a race, I don't go too hard, I work out light, I focus on specific areas, and I make sure I stretch and remain flexible. I don't run too much or too fast. I don't want to tire myself out because the races are tiring enough as they are. Of course, I also eat very well and make sure I remain well hydrated.
You don't want to mess with this guy. You've got to be tough, fit, and focused. Perhaps his biggest rival is Chris McCluggage, one of the world's top riders, with a bevy of world and American titles to his credit. He joined the UIM-ABP Aquabike Tour in 2014, and it was only a technical mishap that cost him the Grand Prix title on his debut. There's a young, talented, and hungry rider from Portugal who has his eyes set on the top. World number 2, Thiago Sousa. He finished runner-up overall in round 1, and he has his sights on beating Jeremy Perret. Thiago's fellow Iberian, Nacho Armias of Spain, put in some great racing to nab the runner-up spot in Qatar, only to see him stripped of all points due to a technical infraction. He hopes to make up for that in Milan. Challenging the youngsters is the 47-year-old veteran Alberto Monti of Italy, an accomplished rider with over 2 decades of racing to his name.
I hope to get on the podium in Milan. I'm very well prepared and the engine is running very well, so I'll do the best I can.
Last year's surprise world champion Michael Perret will have his work cut out for him as he gets accustomed to his new Aquabike.
Okay, we are here in Milan. It's a very special track because it's a lake, but a little lake. So when you start, it's flat, you have no wave. And with 30 pilots, after 2 minutes, you will be a big wave. It's kind of like motocross with whoops. You have many waves everywhere from all the sides, and it's crazy to ride. And also, it's the first time in my life, and I think it's the first time on the jet ski race we are starting with 30 pilots. 30 pilots on the water, it's amazing because you will be a lot of wave, you have a lot of guys will be lapping, and it will be awesome because you can be first, and after 10 minutes you come to lapping a guy and he did a mistake and you fall and the second pass first. So I think it will be an awesome race for everybody.
Other riders to look out for are the always fit Slaven Ivancic of Croatia, and a rider who has managed to race right up there with the best of them all season, Tomasz Kete. Ski Division Heat 1 was on. Jeremy Perret with pole ahead of Chris McCluggage. McCluggage had yet another blistering start as he shot ahead of both Perret and Sousa to get to the all-shot first and lead the race from the start. Jeremy Perret was right up there beside him, but McCluggage had the pace he was looking for as he took command from lap 1. McCluggage finished second to Perret in his debut heat in Doha, and his engine broke down with a win in sight in Heat 2, so he was keen to make up for a disappointing round 1 with a win in Milan. He couldn't have had a better start as he quickly opened a considerable lead over Perret with Sousa in third. Thiago Sousa was cutting it very close on those turns, trying to keep Perret in his sights. Perret managed to claw his way back and cut the gap with McCluggage, who knew he couldn't afford the slightest mistake up front, with Perret breathing down his neck. Further back, Nacho Armias was in 5th behind Alberto Monti. The 47-year-old veteran had his sights set on Sousa in 3rd, but Sousa kept a significant lead over Monti, and he was going to be hard to dislodge. Perret's tactic was to keep a thundering McCluggage within his reach, waiting for a possible slip-up from the experienced American rider. Bad luck for young Austrian rider Florian Mayer as he's towed off in lap 5. Defending world champion Michael Perret struggling with his new ski, trying to crack into the top 15. Up front, McCluggage was giving it his all to keep Poirier at bay. Coming out of the alternate track, Poirier went into high gear. Poirier saw his chance and he took it, going in tight on that turn to nab the lead in superb style. Jamie Poirier, the new race leader in lap 7, and McCluggage was now the one giving chase. There was a titanic struggle unfolding between Alberto Monti and Nacho Armias. Armias passing Monti in lap 3, and then Monti regaining 4th place in lap 8. In 6th position, it was Croatian Tomas Kete, who passed Norwegian Stian Shetline. Thiago Sousa still in 3rd, but with Alberto Monti catching up with him, the veteran trying to push for a top 3 finish. In the final stretch, Poirier had it. McCluggage was not in striking distance, and Poirier cruised past the finish line, winning Heat 1. McCluggage would once again have to settle for runner-up behind Poirier. Michael Poirier congratulates his younger brother on his win. There are the results. Monti beats Armias for 4th spot, while Poirier reigns supreme. I'm very happy with this result. It was a great battle with Mac. My ski was perfect. I bided my time and saw that Mac was a little tired. I saw my chance to attack and it worked. I'm very happy. My bike's great and I feel very fit. Thanks to my mechanics and my whole team.
It was a good race. I made a good start. I was in 3rd place all the race, but I faced a few problems with the other riders. They didn't let me pass, and I couldn't reach Chris McCluggage. That was my goal, is to get him and get Jeremy. I was too much close to, but not lucky today.
Follow me now, there is somewhere I want to go.
Italy is the home of the flamboyant and colorful 2-time world champion Valerio Calderoni. Although he's a Roman, he considers Milan his second home. We took a little tour of the city by foot, bike, and skateboard.
Hello everybody, I'm Valerio Calderoni, 2-time Aquabike Freestyle World Champion. We're in a splendid part of Milan, the Piazza Duomo. This weekend features 2 big events, the Aquabike Music Festival and round 2 of the Aquabike World Championship. I'm actually from Rome originally, that's my home, but Milan is like my second home. I like to visit Milan a lot. I come here all the time with my sponsors, and I also like to come here to do motocross, which is one of my favorite sports. And it's also got a very big and passionate following. That's why I love Milan and I love visiting and staying here. I've been to Milan many times through the years, but this time it's for a special occasion, because this aquabike race is bigger and different than the others. I've been doing the sport professionally for about 10 years now. This is a tough sport. It takes focus, commitment, and a lot of training and fitness. And I'm completely in love with it. I have 2 World Championship titles, one from 2009 and the other from 2011. I was also ranked #1 in Italy between 2006 and 2012. You have to be committed to this sport and you have to be ready to make sacrifices. It's a difficult and expensive sport. You need a good budget and you need sponsors.
The freestyle is where you get to see just what can be done with an aquabike. It's acrobatic, it's aesthetic, it's graceful, and it's just plain mad. 3 of the 5 riders in Milan are former world champions. Rok Florjancic, his brother Nas, and Valerio Calderoni. The other 2 riders are also seasoned veterans who have been competing at the top level for years. William Bajolet of France won last year's European title, while Roberto Mariani of Rome is a multiple Italian national champion. Roberto Mariani gave a scintillating routine as the multiple Italian champion, barrel rolled, backflipped, and 360'd all the way through, ending with his signature Superman. William Bajolet of France kicked things off with a 1-foot backflip and then more backflips. Then it was showtime. Valerio Calderoni, the crowd darling. He had an exceptional bag of tricks, replete with backflips, barrel rolls, 360s, a no-hands barrel roll, and stuff he just makes up. It was Florjancic time, Nas opening proceedings. He had another well-executed series of tricks, one after the other, and it got the crowd wild. Last, but certainly not least, defending world champion Rok Florjancic. He once again proved that he's in a league of his own, with another excellent routine of flawlessly executed tricks that left the crowd wanting more. Nobody gets the kind of air this guy can get. He caps it off with 10 backflips in a row, just for good measure. The freestyle winner, Rok. Runner-up, Nas. Third place goes to Calderoni. Rok reigns supreme, and his brother Nas is second in the overall standings.
I showed some high jumps, I impressed the judges and also the crowd, so I'm very happy with the race and with my win in Milan.
The days racing over, Milan was set for the Aquabike Music Festival, featuring some of the world's top DJs, musicians, and performers, as thousands descended on the Idroscalo for 4 consecutive nights. Division Heat 2, Poiré has pole. McCluggage once again makes a cracking start from the beach, pulling away from Poiré, with Thiago Sousa moving into second position right from the get-go, followed by Alberto Monti in third. Thiago Sousa and Alberto Monti go neck and neck. McCluggage is once again extremely fast out there, and he's driving like a man possessed. He's focused, tight, and he's all business. Thiago Sousa is looking strong in second position, warding off Perret and setting his sights on McCluggage. But McCluggage is already way ahead of the pack, racing his own race out there, knowing that a win here will seal him not just his first heat victory, but his first Grand Prix victory as well. Just a few laps in, and the waters are very rough on this tight, narrow, closed circuit. In 5th position, Steven Loydis, followed by Vincent Villard and Thomas Kette, coming through the parallel course. Vincent Villard has a fall, and that gives 5th place to Thomas Kette. Perret still trying to give his all to make up ground against Sousa, but the Portuguese rider is making no mistakes. McCluggage is going from strength to strength, and this time he seems determined not to slip up and let anybody past him. McCluggage has it. He's the undisputed winner of Heat 2, and the overall Grand Prix win also goes to the American. What a victory! Monty congratulates his friend, and McCluggage shares his happy moment with his son. The Heat 2 results: McCluggage wins, Sousa runner-up, Perret 3rd, then Monty 4th, and Kette 5th. It was very difficult. Chris was very fast to the all-shot. He had great pace, and from there on, he didn't let up, and it was tough keeping up with him. I would have liked to get the double win here, so I'm not too happy with this race. In the final standings, McCluggage is king of Milan, Perret 2nd, Sousa 3rd.
It was a great day. The Monster Energy Eurofin HydroTurf Mac Racing Bullet V2 was a bullet out of the gate. We led from start to finish today. I'm always better for some reason on the second day. It's maybe I get a little, hey, why'd you get second the first day type of thing, and get a little inspiration. It pushes me a little bit more, but it was cool because I have my family here, my in-laws, my wife, my daughter, my son, and we had a great weekend. It was fun. Italy was great to us, and we're looking at going to Ibiza and having a great time.
In the overall standings, Jeremy Perret remains on top with 91 points, ahead of Thiago Sousa on 72, and Chris McCluggage up on 65 points. We caught up with a festival music coordinator, Niccolo Cavalchini, a well-known singer, songwriter, TV and radio personality in Italy, with his own fan club and a top 10 hit song to his name.
Siamo all'ultimo giorno, è stato fino adesso una manifestazione straordinaria, veramente.
Today is the last day. It's been an incredible and very exciting event. Everyone is pretty tired, but we're also very happy with how it all turned out. We had some extraordinary and superb nights with international DJs and musicians, and on the water there was some amazing racing with a lot of spectators. We're really happy with this new format, and we hope to do this again next year here in Milan.
Di questo nuovo format e speriamo veramente di poterlo ripetere qua a Milano l'anno prossimo e chissà magari anche da qualche altra parte.
All in all, we're very pleased with how it's all turned out, and we hope to repeat this very soon.
Insomma, speriamo di rivederci qua tutti presto.
Bellissimo, bellissimo, bellissimo.
Heat 2. Heat 1 winner, Perez has pole. Lemoine and Fracasso start at the back, and the always exciting Ackerblom will be one to look out for. Pons also starts at the back following protests about him having missed boys in Heat 1. While Francois Midori starts second on the grid. I hope to do everything I can to win today. I'm very motivated and focused because I want to make up for the disappointment of having led the race yesterday only to lose in the last lap. I was a bit tired yesterday. Today, I want to win.
I hope I don't have a breakdown like in the first race. I just want to complete the race and avoid any malfunctions. The race was on, but nearly all the riders jump-started, so they were all called back to the beach for a restart. On the first restart, there were problems again, and officials had to raise yet another red flag, restarting the race for the second time. With the riders back on the beach, the third start was good, and the race was on. Jeremy Perez was fast out of the beach and into the circuit, but Polish rider Andrzej Wisniewski was right beside him, going full blast on the start lap, and he overtook Perez and flew into the lead of Heat 2. The race leader, Andrzej Wisniewski, who finished 6th in Heat 1. Jeremy Perez unlucky, he had 2 great starts which were both recalled, and on the third, he was outgunned by Wisniewski. Mohamed Al-Haidus was in 3rd position behind Wisniewski and Perez, another great start for the Qatari. Lars Åkerblom flew into 4th position right on the first lap. The blistering Heat 1 winner, Jeremy Perez, was struggling to keep up with Wisniewski, who had a dream start to Heat 2, with Al-Haidus chasing Perez in 3rd, and a thundering Åkerblom pushing for the top 3, followed by Tamer Al-Darwish in 5th, and Jordi Tomas Jimenez in 6th. Wisniewski looks simply incredible out there, the crowd in awe of his fast, tight, focused performance. In the parallel course, Jimenez misses the demarcation sausage. That will get him disqualified. He goes for the black boy, but it may be too little too late. Trouble for Åkerblom, the Swede unable to continue, out in lap 3. Perez was still keeping up the pursuit of Wisniewski, entering the green track of the parallel course, trying to get the jump on the Polish rider in the blue track. And Perez cut Wisniewski's lead down. Perez gets in tight on the inside. He has the lead. It's yet another masterful maneuver, reminiscent of his brilliance in Heat 1. Al-Haidus in 3rd behind Wisniewski, with Midori doing what he does best, hunting down the rider in front. In this case, it's Tamer Al-Darwish, who's in 4th position. What a shame for Wisniewski. He had such a promising race, but it all ended on lap 4. Jeremy Perez began to open a considerable lead over the rest of the field, which he extended lap by lap as the race went on. Further back in the field, there's an ongoing 3-way battle between Fracasso, Didier Chabert in number 22, and Johan Johansson in number 84, with positions changing lap by lap between the 3 riders. Look at Teddy Pons. He started at the back and he steadily moved up the field. Oh, he has a tumble. Teddy Pons was back up and running, but he dropped from 6th back down to 8th position. Al-Darwish kept one eye behind him, knowing that Midori was looking for any opportunity to pounce, knowing the smallest mistake would be punished by the Frenchman. But it was mechanical failure that would be his undoing. Al-Darwish has yet another disappointing end to a promising race. His Qatari teammate Al-Haidus going strong in 2nd, opening a considerable lead over the rest of the pack. Heartache for Midori. His race comes to a disappointing end with mechanical failure as he heads back to the wet pit. Teddy Pons trying to catch up with Rainer Eidner to move into the top 3, but the Hungarian rider holds on. Pons sees his chance in lap 13, going all out to pass Eidner, and he has it. Pons moves up into 3rd on lap 13. He looks back to make sure. Fracasso in 6th, still trying to overtake Pellier in 5th. Fracasso does it. He passes Pellier to move into 5th. Now the final lap of the race, Al-Haidus is virtually untouchable, having lapped everyone behind him. So too Perez. All he has to do is ride out a 25-second lead.
And sure enough, there it is. Perez cruises home for a back-to-back double heat Grand Prix win. It's been a dream event for him. And a well-deserved runner-up is Mohamed Al Haidous of Qatar, with Teddy Pons finishing third. But a post-race one-lap penalty handed out to a raft of riders for jumping the start, including Al Haidous, dropped him to fifth and elevated Pons to second and third overall, with Hungary's Rainer Eidner up to third in the heat, ahead of a battling Mattia Fracasso. In the overall standings, it's Jeremy Perez who shoots to the top on 61 points, ahead of Teddy Pons, who's 3 points behind him on 58, and Mohamed Al Haidous up in third place with 50 points.
Oui, je suis très content. Super weekend.
I'm very happy. It was a super weekend. 2 victories. It couldn't get better than that. Really fantastic.
Je remercie tous ceux qui m'ont aidé pour arriver ici. Et voilà, vraiment merci beaucoup à tout le monde.
That concludes a spectacular Aquabike Sports and Music Festival Grand Prix of Italy. The next stop of the Aquabike Tour is the fantastic Ibiza, Spain. See you there.